Good tidings, friends, and welcome to our first episode of Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key. I said I would do a couple of little videos for this to tide us over until we get back to our main content. We'll probably continue doing them going forward, since I finally have the ability to do them with room actually being on my phone, since I could move everything over to my tablet. But yeah, no, so, I've been wanting to do, some key episodes, but the logistics of screen recording on my phone seemed so much harder when I had not enough space to even download a screen recorder. I didn't think it would be easy to find one with Facecam, but it was. So for this episode, we're going to go right into events. I think in the future we'll do mostly episodes on, like, the actual boss, since that'll be fun for everyone. Now, before we get into the new event, which is the Trinabog Medal event, we're all familiar with for those of us who play Unchained Key, are familiar with our monthly organization member events, and just, can we talk about this face? This little kitty face on Sayax? Like, frankly, the whole banner is kind of derpy, cause there's just something about, like, the way his hair is angled that makes it look like his, like, jawline was poorly photoshopped or something, or, like, his, like, neck isn't on right. He looks like an action figure and you just turned it instead of, like, actually, like, see the muscles bending for some reason. And this just kind of looks like he's hiling Xemnas, I guess. Or is, like, trying to act like the kids that, like, Cypher, like, he saw Cypher to try to be like, this is how I gesture with the children to seem like human, yes? And it's just, Sayax, honey, no. But someone went, yes, the most serious and feared member of the organization. We shall give him Kitty Face. I'm okay with. It's adorable. It's just hilarious. And as you can see, I'm rocking my very hard-earned Sayax hair for the time being. It was Zexy, and before that, it was Terra for a very, very long time. But anyway, so moving on to the actual Trinabog event. So it's a high score challenge, but it's kind of different than the ones that they've done before with the whole based solely on damage. And I've messed with it a little bit, and so this is gonna be more like the fine. I did some videos before this, and there are some issues. This is my third time recording this. This is why I've done this so many times. But I want to talk about, medal setup, because when it comes to these events, it's not just about, like, if you can, ignore this. I hit myself in the face with a shoe at work because retail, don't worry about it. Anyway, it's about the setup. It really makes a difference. The amount of work you put in before the battle, rather than just the decision you make during the battle, yada yada yada. That's how RPGs work. Elgin, shut the fuck up. So, here's what I have right now, which is close to one of my defaults. Lexius doesn't hit AoE. I usually use, who I lovingly refer to as, if he'll show up, Deep Throating Axel, because that is a very precariously angled sea salt ice cream there. Like, you can just see it being like, hey, Roxas Shia, you wanna see me shove this all the way down my fucking throat? Sorry. It's all I can think whenever I see that. So I tried it, I've tried it with him, because he's kind of my default, usually, because of the AoE. I tried it with Ansem, but because the enemy poisons you, I actually died before, it ran out of, hits, which was pathetic. And we can give Vanny a try, because I don't think I've tried it exactly with this setup with Vanny. Now, in, what I just did before this, I had Isa or Sayax rather, sorry, I switch between there's somebody and nobody names, like, stupidly all the time, and it's bad. But, someone was sharing a fully gilted fucking Syax B metal like some asshole who probably has spent thousands of dollars on this game or is a hacker. Because that event is hard. It's really hard, okay? I barely got the hair. I got all the way to the last one for Vexen, and like the second to last one for Zexy and for Lexius. So, and the only person whose hair I haven't gotten is fucking Xemnas, and I'm still mad about that because I really wanted Xemnas hair. But enough about that. So, and I know you're thinking like, oh, well, it says on the medal, but I'm pretty sure there's like a hidden stat having to do with the medal's rarity that affects the damage multiplier a little bit. So I'm gonna see if that has something to do with it. Also, the problem, like I said, I was using someone who had Isa, and because I had Lexius, who is the whopping 5, and I had like the 3-3-5-5. I think his is 5. It's 4 or 5. Even the grace of the beautiful illustrated schoolgirl Kairi could not restore that much, even for the like 2 turns that you get before it runs away. So, having someone who uses, I mean, it says 6, but he restores 3. It's weird. I know they were going for an interesting mechanic, like, and mechanically it is interesting, and there is a reason, like, it's not pointless for them to have that instead of just have it take 3 gauges, because it means that you have to have the 6 in order to use it, instead of, even though it's going to restore it to 3, because, like, if it would just cost 3 gauges, and you only had 3 gauges, but since it costs 6, and you only had 3 gauges, you wouldn't be able to use him. It makes sense. Making things complicated, Vanny! But anyway. So, we're gonna try that, see what kind of friend medals I can pull, and, see if we can do more damage than I did already, because you need a lot to get Chernabog, like a fucking lot. So, they have this all the time with the high score events, with the bonuses. They have it just 1%, and my assumption that the reason that they have this like this is basically just to teach people, so people don't complain about the event being broken, that you should be buffing the shit out of your shit. Because I call this the Destroyer of Worlds, because when you got 2 Kairis and a Maui buffing the shit out of your heavy hitters, because for some reason Meowtrusty is a broken piece of shit, it does an ass ton of damage, and it does way more damage than even if you had, like, 5 Meowtrusties, which I have done in the past, don't judge me. So, also, it's more cost efficient because it can sustain, because you got your Kai girl, who be all up in there with her princessness, restoring yo gauges like a boss. I don't know why I was suddenly so gangster. But Vivi, I have Vivi because I was weak and spent money so I could get Vanitas, because look, he has his face, look at that little Vanitas face. It's not with a mask like all of the other things he has. Even the browser version never had a version with his face showing. It was always the mask, because for some reason they thought it was a spoiler. It confused me. But, because it's not like his face wasn't in the trailer for Dream Drop Distance, am I right? But, anyway, so, confirming that, we have friend medals. And, this is, that's Venfriend. And who the fuck is this asshole? Well, I don't use Vivi because he screwed me over. Oh, and the reason Vivi screwed me over is he does that thing where he goes twice. And since normally that would be great, but since it's a limited number of hits, having your buff medal go twice and then it not reach your actual damage medal is pointless. So, what we got? I mean, those are nice, but I'd like some power medals up in his house. Why we ain't gotten no power medals? So I'm gonna teach you all, a little tricky trick, where if you just do this, and then do it again, it will, refresh this list. And sometimes you gotta do it over and over again to get something decent, like right now. Like, I mean, I could probably use something that's not a power medal and do Sorry, suddenly yawning, do fine, but I would much rather have that extra damage. And these ones up here, these are people in the party. By the way, you two, change your medal from Donald if you're watching this. I've already said it like 50 million times in the party chat. It's the greatest sin of KH key is leaving your shared medal Donald. Fucking Dolan Duck. He doesn't heal you. He's not good for anything. Fix it. But that aside, the reason why I'm not using those is that I know for a fact what levels they are, and that the people down here are closer to my level, whereas the people up here, well, Ven is super high, but I don't know if I want to use a second Kyrie. Because they're a lower it's not just that their level is lower, it's their Keyblade level is lower, because when you share a medal, it shares this multiplier number here, as, like, the full stat. It's not just the raw stats of the medal, it's, like, the highest slot of the multiplier you have it on whatever Keyblade it's on. So, for, like, you can see I have Vegeta shared, because he's in that slot, it's sharing him not with just this attack, but that times the 2.4. So, that's the reason, and those multipliers are lower if your Keyblade isn't as high a level, which is why I'm kind of skipping over the people who are in my party for people who aren't. Not to be, because sometimes I abuse the shit out of those, but our party more likely, like you can see, most of our medals that we share are like utility medals, so, since I'm looking for an attack medal. But, I'm gonna do it one more time, and if I can't find anything after this, because I really want that Isa medal back, damn it. Ooh, that'll probably work. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna go with that, for time's sake, because we're running low on time, because I'm trying to keep these short, and I'm just, like, kind of rambling at y'all now. I don't think that this just is gonna fill me up to full, but it's gonna have to do. Okay, so, I'm gonna teach y'all another thing, because I'm surprised at the number of people who don't realize this. Well, not really, actually, because I wasn't sure for a really long time, either, myself. But, not the elemental that you're seeing now, but, like, oh, shit! My bad. I touched the screen to get the cursor to show up, and then I fucked up. That was embarrassing. So, and now I'm gonna lose the friend medal. Or maybe the Isa one will show up again. If I'm really... No. Why? Because I don't want to... Editing these don't, because I have to edit it on the phone isn't very conducive to existing. Oh, what do you got for me, Aqua? What do you got for me? You know what? Well, what do you got? Because I usually use this. That ignores. Yeah. We'll use this because that's usually one of my like biggest go-tos for this situation. All right. So, trying that again because that was just fucking stupid of me. So what I was going to say is that the if you look at the bonuses that you're getting, that ×3 like straight attack, that buffs your Nova. Only your Nova, but, or not, not only your Nova, only the straight attack, but it does help, and so you'll get that bonus if you buff, and you can buff it, up to 7 now, so, time your Novas accordingly, guys, is basically the moral of that story. Alright, what do you got for me, Vanny boy? Alright. Let's see. How are you doing? How are you doing? And I'm wondering if this is... No? Okay. Oh, that was a nasty poison. Because sometimes that... I think it's actually linked to a trait. I haven't figured out why sometimes the metals do double attacks, basically. Ooh, am I gonna beat my old score? Maybe, I can't, Vanitas. Why do you have to hurt me in this way? Why do you have to betray me like this? Got the Keyblade, you're supposed to be happy. Damn it. Well, that's a problem that can easily be solved by me going in and being sure that my bar is higher when I start. But, so that was a run of the new fucking quest. I'll be back. I'm not gonna have my normal end card, so there'll probably be some videos floating around at this point. The last PSAs of the video are, here you can find my, my ID up here, the party name, whatever you need. I don't know exactly what you need, because I've always been the party leader to, find a party, but you can see I'm still salty about that, guys. I even changed this. Used to say Darkness is cool, kids. Well, it said fam, because kids wouldn't think. Anyway, Team Snake is best snake. Join Team Anguis. We're better than you, because snakes and Snake Mom. Envy is awesome. Okay? But, if you're on Team Anguis and you want to join our party, just find the information. Hit us up. I'll be doing a lot of stuff in Union Cross, so hopefully, I'll see some of you. That statistically will be more likely when I have more than, like, 27 followers, but, looking forward to being able to, play with you guys, and remember, save your tears, because I'll be back.